Hey, what's up, Pomfors? Welcome back to another video. Zenkai7 Pomzo here, and today talking to you about a very serious issue. Co-op and the raid, because the raid is coming back tomorrow, and I'm still seeing a lot of people make mistakes that are unnecessary, that are kind of wasting time, and that just either make you take longer to defeat the boss or actually make you die altogether. So today we're going to talk about all of the stages of extreme co-op, but as well as the raid, and see how you can maximize your throughput, how you can defeat the boss faster. With that said, let's get right into it. All right, so it starts already before you search for your buddy, and that is by reading the bonus characters. And that's really important because I still see people bring in like Super Saiyan Blue Goku who doesn't get a single boost, or I don't know, Goku Black or whatever, and they don't get any damage buffs, they just die, and they're just a dead weight to your partner, so you're wasting your own time, you're wasting your buddy's time. So first things first, read the bonus characters, and if you don't have any of the new characters, so we're gonna do this at the example of the current extreme co-op with Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, and here all of the bonus characters are from the new banner. So you have Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, Zamasu, Vegito Blue, Kefla, and the Golden Pycons, aka Shadow Dragons, Ice Channel, and Nova. If you don't have any of these units, there are still a couple of bonus tags that you can use. So just go click on the little eye where it says bonus characters on top of your team and find one that gets the biggest buff, so you can help your partner and not have to try like 20 times in order to actually succeed. And then when you're actually going in, just keep an eye on it. Like, don't take the entire minute just to click that ready button. You don't need to choose any characters like in PvP where you actually have to think about, am I going to bring this to counter that? Or is he going to counter me with that and I'm going to have to bring this one? Just click ready. Just go. Because nobody wants to sit there for a whole minute. After 30 seconds, I usually just disconnect. I click ready right away. If the person doesn't ready up by 30 seconds, I'm out. I find someone else. No worries. Now let's talk about the start of the match real quick, because that can be a little bit of a tricky one. Most of the times your opponent, the co-op boss, is going to attack you. With the current one, it's pretty easy. If I have Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, I'm using a strike, I'm using a green. Most likely I want to use a strike card, because if I use a strike card and the raid boss also uses a strike card, bam, dual impact right there. That gets the shield down much quicker. Or if you actually happen to do that when the shield is down, gives you a lot of damage. The next best option, if I only have blast cards and the green card, would be to pick that green card, because if he uses a strike, I override it. If he uses a blast, I have blast armor. And I don't have to use my vanish right away, making my my buddy help me out if need be. So pick a blast armor unit, use the strike. Or for example, with purple Vegito Blue, you can use the green card, and that's pretty easy. It's the same in the raid boss because it's the same game mode, so we're going to just talk about them as the same. And yeah, just trying to get the shield down. Start with the blast armor, otherwise start with the blast. Now, one thing that still not everyone is doing, and that is sometimes really just grinding my gears, is rescue. Just click on your buddy's little icon. If you see that he's being attacked, you see that little exclamation point on top of your buddy's icon, click on it. Especially if you have Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, he's just going to cover change. He's not even going to take damage unless your raid boss uses a blue card, which happens. It happens sometimes, but just click the icon, just rescue, and then you can also usually vanish out of the combo if the cover change doesn't trigger or you don't have one. And this way, you're stopping your buddy from dying, because let's face it, half of the buddies disconnect when they're dead. And most of the times it makes sense. Like, I'm not even against that, right? And the other times it's still a super uphill battle that most of the times you're just gonna die. So may as well help him survive to win this battle and not having to try again, right? So use that rescue and use it as many times as you need. You have 15 timer counts cooldown. And if you already see that your opponent, the raid boss, doesn't have any cards, but that exclamation point is still there, then don't rescue. That's the only time where I'd say don't rescue. Or you're almost dead, but your buddy is still at full HP or almost full HP. Maybe don't risk it, but every other time, rescue. Period. Now, one thing where I think that the opinions are a little bit split is using a blue card on the shield. I personally tend to not use a blue card on the first shield because I want to do damage. And if I use the blue card, I'm kind of losing that damage because you do like this much. And the shield doesn't go down that much quicker for me. So I tend to not use it for the first shield when, you know, the match started. And I'm just going to try and wither him down with strike and blast cards, use the green card to delete his cards. And once his shield is down, I can use the blue card. I can get another blue card and double damage, at least with Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. On the second shield, however, if I see that I already have my Rising Rush ready, he is at 8 health bars or something, I just want to get that shield down as fast as possible. Like, just gone. I want it out. And so I'm using blue cards there. I'm not using the ult, usually, but if I see, okay, that's the one thing I just need to do, and then Rising Rush, and then we're done, I'm doing it. I'm all for just going through this as quickly as possible. And this is the same for the raid boss, even though no, actually it's not the same for the raid boss, because when you use bonus units, the raid boss is super easy. So the shield goes down quickly, super quickly. And what you don't want to do is use a blue card on the shield, because that actually gives you less time to collect the Dragon Balls in order to get your Rising Rush before the second shield comes back. So don't use blue cards. And if you have the ultimate bonus unit and your buddy has one that has less bonus, maybe let him take a couple of cards before you actually start, because most of the bonus units have Dragon Ball chance up, like 50%, 30%. And if your partner doesn't, they might want to collect 3-4 Dragon Balls before you just empty your card. You have all the Dragon Balls already, you just catch up easily. And this way you don't have to wait for them and potentially waste another shield before you actually get to use the dual Rising Rush. Which brings us to our next topic. Now the Rising Rush. That's a topic where I think the opinions are split as well. I've seen a discussion on Reddit lately where there's two types of people, the ones that pick yellow at the blast card and the ones that pick the green card. And I think both of them are wrong in some cases. However, if you want to maximize for damage, the green card is almost never the right choice. And here's why. The green card is being used as your average between your strike and blast damage. So the green card is never better than, if you're a melee type, your strike card, if you're a ranged type, your blast card. Never. And also, it's much less likely that the person joining the Rising Rush has a green card as well. So I would say don't pick the green card. The only thing where you really want to maximize for damage and can pick a green card is, let's say you're a melee type, you have 3 strikes or 2 strikes in the blue, and you have a green. That green card is going to be your weakest card. That's fine. Otherwise, don't. Especially if we're taking the example of Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, I would say use a blast card because he's a melee type, and you're more likely to actually get your rush perfect if both people pick the blast. So green cards are a little bit more niche. However, for your second Rising Rush, if you already know that it's going to kill, and this is the same for the raid, by the way, use different cards. So what I would suggest is that person that starts the Rising Rush, the person who initiates the Rising Rush, the one that clicks the button first, pick the blue card. Because the person who gets the Rising Rush second will use all the cards on their hands to pick one of those cards, and having a blue card is less likely, so they can just pick whatever. So if you're the second person to join the Rising Rush, don't use the blue card. This way it's going to kill. Do that when you know that the Rising Rush is going to go through. This way the boss cannot guess your Rising Rush. This is how you do it on the raid. The person initiating picks blue, the person joining anything else. And speaking of bonus characters, if you have Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and your partner has, I don't know, Ice Shenron or whatever, then if you start the rush with Gogeta, that means Gogeta gets to attack twice, which can also result in more damage. Because Gogeta attacking twice obviously has the higher attack bonus, gets more damage up, whatever. If Ice Shenron attacks twice, Gogeta attacks once, might be less damage, so you might want to do that for sure. And make sure that, again, pick the blue card if the rush kills. Otherwise, with randoms, it's always going to be hard anyways, but I would recommend picking the blast card, optimizing for the better unit's damage, so Gogeta's damage. Also, when you join the Rising Rush and you see your cards, you pick one. There's 3 cards left. Left, middle, right. So what you're gonna see is if you join the Rising Rush, you are going to get the card that is left in the middle. The left and the right cards are going to be used by your buddy. So sometimes it also makes sense to optimize for that. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is really, it's a kind of a small thing, but it's about manners. Don't LF the co-op boss. Don't LF, especially the raid boss, because you're just wasting everybody's time. Like, let's face it, most people are gonna get annoyed. I think I had a phase where I would just disconnect straight up if you LF the co-op boss, because I don't want to sit through like half a minute of an animation that I have seen 500 times before when I just want to do my 3 dailies and just get done. And yes, I wasted my time, but I was petty enough to say at least I wasted yours too. So maybe don't LF the boss. I think the only reason to LF the boss is he has like 2 HP bars left, the shield is about to come back, and you can kill him with that. That's good, because that's, again, time efficient. LF the boss in that case, and that case only. And those are my remarks about co-op and raid. I hope y'all get tons of hoi poi coins tomorrow. Let me know in the comments down below if I missed anything. Subscribe if you're new. Leave a like. Follow my Twitch. Check the description for that. And also join my Discord where we geek out over Dragon Ball Legends, TOP, all the good stuff. And with that said, I'll see y'all in the next ones. Pump Force, disassemble. Bye, guys.